start maybe with the last presentation. And so this is a question for Ben. There were so many things that were unique to your project, especially the regulatory approach and the idea of leaving room for expansion in the future. What recommendations would you have for other companies who are considering operations in China for the first time?
Okay, so I'm the first one. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thanks for the question, first of all. I think my recommendation is that you do not to consider anything, because you could simply outsource all the biologics operations work to Boehringer Ingelheim. That's the first thing maybe you can keep in mind. But if you do want to establish operations in China, there are many things I could recommend. Among those, maybe two things I want to use a time. One is the quality level. So many people might still have the impression that operations and quality levels in China is not that optimal, and maybe the manufacturing cost is also relatively low compared to the other areas. At least for biologics manufacturing, this is not anymore the truth. The requirements from China FDA, now they changed the name as NMPA, is quite high. And also the request from our customers on the quality and the operations level are also high, and they have high expectations too. Therefore, I think from raw materials perspective, supplier qualification, and your own quality system operations excellence, I think these standards are naturally also expected to be high in China. Yeah. So this is first thing you might want to keep in mind. The second is the human resource market in China in the biologics industry is particularly good. That means you really need to think in advance before you set up your team, where to locate your facility. Yeah, you have to think about whether that location is good in terms of recruiting talents, number one, and number two, whether that location is also good to keep the talents. If you find a remote area, maybe you start off with a lower cost. However, think about the people you hire. They might have families and connections and so forth. And also you need to think in advance about the competition on the human resource market. There are many companies starting up their activities, so the competition for good people is very very hot. Yeah. So I just briefly talk about these 2 points for your reference.
Yeah, thank you.